what masks are coming up a lot in coaching.
People pleaser for sure.
Mm,
Perfectionist.
mm, yeah.
The like the Joker one I've seen. I've had to call a couple of people out on that one. Like, why are you hiding behind that sarcasm and that you're not allowing someone, it's the vulnerability, not being able to be vulnerable and really authentic because of the fear of rejection, right? So people
Mhm.
mask it with humor.
Yeah,
Yeah. I see victim too.
I
Yeah.
see
Oh,
that
a
one a lot
lot.
too.
Yes.
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And even some of the tough girl, tough guy thing too, of course, super protective. I feel like sometimes when we talk about masks, there tends to be like a negative connotation. But in the same vein, they're very protective, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yep.
when you look at it in that way, masks they're trying to serve us. They're trying.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
their
Yep.
job, right? Is to like in service of us for protective, for safety mechanisms, albeit, doesn't really lead to our happiness, right?
Well, or authenticity, right? So if we're wearing the mask to protect ourselves, we have to be aware of what we're doing because then we can't expect somebody to accept us fully when we're not doing that ourselves, right? I think that's where it comes into play. And I think in the beginning of a relationship, it can be tough, like to kind of do that dance. Like, are they gonna like me? Are they gonna ghost me? Or there's so many different scenarios that happen now, right? So I think people do get into protection mode. But if you stay in protection mode and you're a people pleaser in the relationship, or whatever mask it is you wear, and then you're falling into victim because somebody's not accepting you for who you are. You're overcompensating, you're overdoing, and then you're expecting someone to like read your mind and know what you need, but you're not
Yeah.
giving that to yourself. So I think that's where it can become a problem for sure.
Yeah, and it gets confusing too, because if you're trying to be a certain someone to like so that he or she will like you,
Mm.
but then that's not really who you really are, then it's like if you're dating multiple people at once, you don't really know who you forget like who you're supposed to be with that person.
Mhm.
You're just yourself. There's no, confusion.